All right, hey gang, this is Carlton Flowers, your Crypto Pro, and I hope you like my new intro. I worked really hard on that, and it's pretty cool. Lots of new stuff coming, and as promised, this is the XRP update. The whole video will only be on technical analysis looking at XRP. So this is for you, XRP Army. Let's get this discussion started. So get my ugly mug off of the camera. And we are looking at the 4-hour chart. The reason why I wanted to shoot this video is because we're coming up on a really critical point on the chart, and that's right here. Okay, let's scrunch this down. This is the light red fib ring, and it is the 2.618 line. Now, if you've read my updates, if you're a fan of mine on TradingView, you know that I post a lot of technical analysis, and I use these fib circles as indicators for future pivot points to know when something magical will happen. And as you can see, we have had a lot of previous action based on some of the rings that I have constructed. So take a look at the big dark green ring. We're going to have to move way back. This is a very, very, very large set that spans a humongous date. It's the 3.618 fib circle ring that, let's see if I can get the whole date range in here. It starts on the date of June 25th of 2019, and it ends on December the 17th of 2019. And as you can see, it's interesting that this previous huge movement, the big swing up that we just took, it stuck right to that line. Okay, so fast forwarding to today, that's just a little bit of evidence to show you the power of these fib circle rings. Actually, here it is right here at the wrong line. So this recent move up, it crawled right up along that line, and it was stuck to the gravitational effects of this fib circle ring until it bailed off and corrected down here to 28 cents. And then we've had this bouncing up and down movement ever since. So right now, there are a few things that I want to point out. We might have some action here when we cross this red 2.618 line. We could also have some action when we cross the green, the light green 3.618. I don't know which one it's going to be, but the move will either be a small move upward for another higher high, maybe a third high point before there's one final correction when we move out here to the 3.618 out here. I'm looking at that ring. Once we hit that 3.618, I think we're going to see another move. So in general, I don't think that we're going to get out of this right now without one last correction. So we can see this moving, it's not moving. We have this green line, this green trend line that we have respected as support. And now we bounced a little bit through it here, but then we came right back up and we're settled right on the line. And it's no coincidence that this is happening right there at the red 2.618. This green line represents the action, the overall action connecting the big peaks from way back when. And so this represents a critical support line. So if we have a correction that happens on this line or moving forward on one of these green rings, I would look for this green line right here to serve as a critical support, because this was previously resistance. So we had several points that we failed. We bumped our head on this green line going way back. I think we have to just bounce this way back here to the one-day chart so we can see how far back this goes. Look at this. We're heading way, 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 way. Wow, I'm going to have to scroll way out. Here we are. We're running all the way out here to the peak that happened on September 22nd of 2018 when the price was nearly at 79 cents. So since then, we've really come close, but not totally touching on that line until we got here when we broke through. So this is a critical support line. Let's jump back into the 4-hour and zoom back in and look at what's happening below with the stochastic. We can always get some clues with what's happening with the stochastic. Notice here that the stochastic is in an upward upward momentum movement. It's headed this direction. It looks like we're going to be headed back up to the 80. However, it's not a guarantee. Sometimes we'll get a hump and we'll reverse right here, and we could drop down. So if we hit this red ring or this blue ring and the stochastic reverses, where the blue line overtakes the red line, you see when they cross over, that's when we reverse direction. Notice here, when we came up to this peak, heading up above the 80% over the overbought boundary line, the blue line fell below the red. And then notice we take a nice trip downwards until that blue line overtakes the red again, and we start to head upward. So then here's a reverse here, and it looks like this blue line is slightly curling in, so I don't know if it's going to reverse and come down or if it's going to hang out and go up. It's 50-50 from here, in my opinion. By the way, don't take anything I say as financial advice. Don't make any buying decisions. I'm just calling it like I see it, like John Madden saying crazy things during NFL football games. I'm just your crazy John Madden of the crypto world. But I love this technical analysis because it gives us clues on what's going to happen in the future. So if we happen to go down, I'm looking for what the price will be when we drop below the oversold, when we head down below this 20% boundary. Are we going to keep with this bottom line? Are we going to hold somewhere around 22-23 cents? That's what I'm looking for. So this is the zone that right here along this line that I think that we will probably see as a base. And if that happens, we jump off of that, we could be headed into the next real run. So that's all I have for this edition. I'm glad you chimed in. Or I want you to chime in actually in the comments. Post your questions below. I want to hear what your insight, what your input is. Let me know what you think. What is this correction going to do? Are we going to jump all the way down to this baseline, or are we going to pop down to the 200-day EMA? You can see right now we're below the 50-day. Okay, so this is definitely in a micro downtrend, but we still are nice, safe and sound above the 200-day EMA. So we could get a slight correction and just go down to this 200-day EMA and bounce up. And then, of course, as I said before, we could have a nice little dive all the way down to this baseline and then bounce up. But whatever the case, this next move that's coming up, maybe in September, could be the one that starts the real party. All right, so that's all I have for right now. Check me out on TradingView. If you are not following me on TradingView, the link is right here in the description below. And then join me on Telegram, CryptoPro on Telegram, if you want to discuss technical analysis with all of my favorite picks, including XRP. So let's keep our fingers crossed, and we'll see you real soon.